One thing I want to mention is GearBest.com. They offer great products and great robot vacuums. I'll link some prices down below to some of my favorite vacuums. If you are looking for a robot vacuum, I'll link 10 of my favorite robot vacuums down in the description.
Alright, today we're going to take a look at the Honeywell Lyric home automation and security panel. This security system I put in myself. It's very easy to do, and it's a very reliable security system. So one thing I'm going to show you here is kind of like the basics and some of the cool different things you can do with this panel. So we'll start with security. And you know, with the security panel, you have your arm away, your arm stay, and you can arm custom. You have your system information, your tools, your messages, and your zones. So as you can see, I have several different zones on my system. So we'll go back to the main menu here. So if we armed away, that'd be like if we're leaving the house for the day, enter in our code, and we would be on our way. Arm stay disarms all the motion detectors in the house while you're in the house, but arms all the perimeter sensors and the glass breaks and door contacts and window contacts, but disarms the motion detectors, so that way if you are walking to the bathroom or something like that, you're not setting off your security panel. Home automation. So if you have a smart garage that works with Z-Wave devices, you can actually add in your garage doors and assign them to your security system, and you can actually control them with your phone. We don't have the Z-Wave garage door devices. We just have the MyQ Smart Garage. So it doesn't actually work with this system, but you can put up to 4 garage doors on this system. And it's very easy to do. You can assign a device and enter the serial number, and then you'll be good to go. If you have a video doorbell or an outside camera, you can add those to your Honeywell Lyric as well. The Skybell currently is the only video doorbell that works with the Honeywell Lyric. There are some different cameras that work with the Honeywell Lyric. I don't know all of them, so I'm not going to specifically go through all that, but several different cameras that work. You can also control lights through Z-Wave.
Disarmed, not ready to arm. Time.
And then, so if you had Z-Wave smart bulbs or plugs, you can control scenes with that. If there's any notices, you can check here. Sometimes your dealer that you monitor through, you can see specific messages, like if they're doing maintenance or something like that. I do self-monitoring through Alarm Grid just so I can have it connected to my phone. I don't have it connected to the fire department or the police department, just for the fact that we have dogs and stuff, and we didn't want them to set off a motion since they're over the 40-pound mark. So as you can see, I have a garage exterior door that is giving me a little bit of an issue right now, but it's due to the cold weather. So we're just going to go ahead and bypass this for now, but you can do that by entering your code, and now that's bypassed. So now it'll say ready to arm, chime, bypass. So we go over here. There's some help videos on how to work the system. If you go to settings, you can adjust your brightness and your volume, your voice and chime. So if a door opens, she'll say back door, and then she'll do 3 chimes. If you want to clean your unit, it'll disable the touch screen for 15 seconds to allow you to clean the screen so it doesn't start messing around while you're cleaning the screen. So we'll save that. We'll go into the security menu here. we'll go into tools. So under the installer menu, you have a couple different options. You have program, test, events, new panel association, and upgrade firmware. So if you bought one of these off of eBay, and let's say you went through Alarm Grid or another monitoring company, and you gave them all the information you needed to get your lyric ready to monitor, you would actually have to hit new panel association to register that panel with their network. So if we go to program, you can change your installer code, you can change your system type. The system type is RF jam log. I keep that defaulted. Your date and time, that's pretty self-explanatory. Your communicator, right now I'm just using Wi-Fi. I'm not using cellular communications. Just don't want to pay for the extra money for the cellular communication. You can program your zones, so 1 and 2 are defaulted hardwired zones, and everything else is wireless. So as you can see, I have Series 6 devices on here and some Series 5800 devices. So some of them will show full battery and their range, and some of them just don't show anything. So like the smoke detectors don't show battery status or anything like that. So if we go to communication diagnostics, we can actually run a diagnostics test, and we can test our communication, all that stuff, set up information numbers for the central station. We can set up keys, key fobs. So we do have one key fob. We can set up the report selection. So if we wanted to have the central station report, this is the report section, so you can decide which reports you want to send to the central station. Since I'm doing self-monitoring, all these are disabled. They all send a notification to my phone via the Honeywell Total Connect app, and I will show you how the Honeywell Total Connect app works later on in this video. So we'll return back to the screen here. You have a sounder, so you can adjust how long you want your burglary alarm sound to go off and the bell timeout. So I have it set to go off and to timeout after 8 minutes. And for the fire alarm, I have it set for 4 minutes. And then arm confirm, and then I just left that as default. And then a little bit down here more, you have system settings. Entry delay 2 minutes. Exit delay 2 minutes, just because it takes us a little bit longer to get out of the house due to the garage and stuff like that. There's an exit warning. You can force the bypass and all kinds of stuff like that. I don't really use any of these, so I'm not going to go through those. You can default your panel back to the original factory programming. Here's your Z-Wave devices. So if you enabled those, you could put those on your system. If you wanted to reset the master code, you could do that. You could change your language, your RF keypad, so if you wanted to add another keypad to your system, that's where you go to add it. And then Honeywell 6 series contact programmings. So these are all the contacts that I have on my system that are 6 series, which means that they are encrypted. So that is it for the
Garage. Exterior. Door.
So that is it for the programming menu, or the installer menu. And as you can hear, it chimes and tells you when there's something going on with A. See, we have a little bit of a different menu. So under users, we have our master, our guest. There's duress code, so if someone is forcing you to enter the disarm button, they can actually send a signal to the central station. It's basically like a silent panic alarm. Then my girlfriends, and then our landlords, so they can disarm the system. You can look at recent events. You can do all this on the app as well. You can go to advanced settings, so you can add system information, walk test. So if you wanted to test all the devices, you can install a cellular module, communication test, install backup battery, reboot, update sensor firmware, update key fob firmware, keypad, there's nothing to display there, date and time, reminders. You can set reminders, so if you want to record a voice reminder and have it go off every day at 8 a.m., you could do that. Voice commands, it doesn't work for disarming and arming your system. That only works for like if you have smart plugs or smart bulbs, you could say, hey Lyric, turn off living room, or stuff like that. You can configure your Wi-Fi. And then, so let's say you wanted to have your own pictures in here. This is the default Honeywell slideshow pictures that go on after 5 seconds, or after like 30 seconds, I believe. Or you can set it for different ones. So 30, 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or disabled. You can actually put your own images in here. You just have to take a USB flash drive and load them in to the USB port down under here. And then it'll actually slide through your images instead of these default ones. And then, like I mentioned earlier, the Sky Bell. This is the only type of video doorbell that works with the Honeywell Lyric, is the Sky Bell. Alright, so now that we went through all that, I will show you what it does when we arm the system. So as you can see, it gives us about 2 minutes to exit, and that beeping sound here is letting us know that the system is armed. And as it gets counting down sooner, down to 10 seconds, it'll get faster, 5 seconds even faster, and then it'll actually say armed away once it's actually fully armed. As you can see, it got quicker for the beeping.
Armed away. Bypassed.
Alright, so now it's armed away and bypassed. So typically it would just say armed away. But since I bypassed that garage exterior sensor, it's still letting you know that there's a bypass in the system. So now I'll show you, let's say if we opened a door, like our garage door, I'll show you what it does. Now if we would open a window or a glass break would go off, that would send the system into alarm right away. But if we come in an entry exit door, it gives us 2 minutes to disarm the system, otherwise it goes into alarm. So I'll show you how that works.
Disarm system now.
So as you can see, it gives you 2 minutes to disarm the system.
Disarmed. Not ready to arm. Time.
So now that we have the system disarmed again, I'll show you what this little red exclamation point does. So if you hold it in, you can hit fire.
Not ready to arm. Check zone.
So as you heard there, when you hit that button, it's basically a panic section. So you can hit fire, sound an alarm, and send a signal to the central station if you're monitored. If it's not monitored, it'll send a signal to the app on your phone, and it'll create a loud noise for the app, regardless if your phone is on silent or not. Same with police. That one doesn't create an alarm here. And that one sends a silent signal. And then the local alarm, that just sounds a signal here too. Alright guys, that'll do it for this video. If you have any questions, want to see more videos, leave a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget, I leave my top 10 favorite robot vacuums in the comments, or excuse me, in the description below. And we'll see you guys next time.